We're working out, we're getting stronger, we're prioritizing our sleep, our steps, and our protein, and we still would like to enjoy a delicious brownie sometimes. Today I'm showing you how to make rich, thick, fudgy, protein-forward brownies made with cottage cheese. Each one of these brownies delivers 10 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber. So while yes, it is absolutely a brownie, this is a brownie with a clean and delicious twist that's gonna work in alignment with your goals. Okay, so to get started, I am preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm just gonna prep our baking pan. Now I have an 8x8 pan, so it's a square, also known as a brownie pan, and I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of cooking spray, and then we're gonna line it with parchment. Now, the easiest way I have found to do that is you sit your pan on top of a piece of parchment paper, and then just cut the corners out where they line up with the pan, and then it just makes it a lot easier to put the parchment in the pan. And since we've already sprayed the pan down, the parchment's going to stick rather easily. If you have any extra overhang like this, you just wanna cut that off so nobody catches fire once she gets into the oven. I'm gonna set that aside, and then what I'm gonna do is bloom a little bit of instant espresso. Okay, so you just wanna take 1 or 2 teaspoons of instant espresso, add the tiniest bit of water, and just mix that together so you have a little bit of an espresso slurry, if you will. Now, this is not going to make your brownies taste like coffee. It's just going to intensify the chocolate flavor. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. The brownies will still be delicious, but this does kind of bump that intensity up a little bit. So I'm gonna set that aside, and I'm pulling out my food processor. This could also be a high-speed blender, depending on what you have. And we're gonna start by combining the wet ingredients. Now, first up to bat is a cup of low-fat cottage cheese. This could be a non-fat or a full fat. I find the low fat is like the perfect balance. It's rich, but it's also not as heavy as the full fat. And cottage cheese is a great ingredient because it's so versatile and it delivers so much protein. Then I have 2 whole eggs that we'll get in as well. Now, quick side note, I also tested this recipe using all egg whites, in which case you would use 4 egg whites or 6 tablespoons of pre-separated egg whites. And as you can see, this one is made with whole eggs. This one is made with the egg whites. You can barely tell a difference with the naked eye. And from a taste perspective, the egg whites does result in like the slightest bit drier consistency, but so slight. I mean, both were very rich and fudgy. So if you want something that is a little bit higher in protein, a little bit lower in fat, you could do all egg whites. Then I have a 1/4 cup of peanut butter, and make sure that you buy a brand that is loose and runny like mine is here. If it's very dry and crumbly, it's not going to work well in this recipe. Trader Joe's has a great option, Costco has a great option, and this one I'm using here today is called, it's a brand called Woodstock, so this also works really well. And keep in mind, you could actually do this with any type of nut or seed butter, so long as it has that loose, runny consistency. Then in goes the instant espresso and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm gonna pop on the lid, and I'm just gonna blend this back and forth till you have a nice, thick, pudding-like consistency. Okay, so everything should be really well blended, and it's gonna look something like this. Now for the dry ingredients, you're gonna get a nice big bowl, and we're gonna start with some almond flour. So 2/3 of a cup of almond flour, which has a naturally sweet flavor and is also higher in healthy fats and protein than a traditional wheat flour. So it's great for recipes like this. Then we have a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. This has a nice deep flavor, and when you use it in baking, it creates this like dense, chewy texture. If you don't have coconut sugar, a brown sugar would be your next best option. And if you want a sugar-free option, you could do something like a monk fruit blend. Just keep in mind that that will create a little bit of a drier end product as well. But again, you gotta pick your party. Okay, next we have a 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. You could also use cacao powder. Then I have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and just a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. I'll whisk this all together, get all the dry ingredients mixed really well, and then I'm going to slowly pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Just get out as much as you can from your blender or food processor, and then you just want to start folding this in. Just mix it until the batter has all come together, and you're going to see it's really thick and glossy. And then because we're going for a double chocolate brownie here, I'm going to sprinkle some chocolate chips in as well. A little bit short of a 1/2 cup, and I'm going to save some to sprinkle over the top. Once you've got it all combined, you're going to transfer this into your prepared baking sheet. smooth the top out. You want it to be nice and even before you pop it into the oven. And then, as I mentioned, I like to just sprinkle a few of those chips right over the top. Then you're gonna pop this into your oven and you're gonna let it cook anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes depending on the oven. Ultimately, remember, whenever you're baking anything, when your kitchen starts to become very fragrant, that means you are rounding the finish line. Whatever's in the oven is just about done. And this particular recipe, you're gonna know it's done because when you pull it out, it's gonna set up and you should be able to stick a toothpick in and it's gonna come out very cleanly. Just make sure that you don't stick it into a chocolate chip because then you're gonna think your brownies aren't cooked when they're actually perfectly cooked. So you just want to give those a little bit of time to cool down before you cut into them. It is important that you let them cool. And while mine are cooling, I want to remind you that I have a free protein playbook that is available for you down in the description box below. It includes some of my favorite high protein breakfasts, my go-to favorite protein powders, and a printable protein food list that you can hang on your fridge as well. So if you're working to increase your protein intake, like myself, grab that playbook because it is a helpful tool. Okay, then when you're ready to cut your brownies, you're gonna be so grateful that you did the parchment paper because you're gonna see they lift right out of the pan. You just pull the edges back and pull that paper off and then slice your brownies into 9 squares. Now, you could eat these at room temperature. They're super delicious and rich and decadent, or you could chill them and enjoy them that way. This way they have a little bit more of like a fudge-like texture. Either way, I'm telling you, they are so good. Just look at it. It is so rich. It has like a really deep, intense chocolate flavor. And who knew you could get 10 grams of protein from a little brownie treat? Delight. So as always, I am super excited for you to give this recipe a try. If you would like to print it, I have a link for you down in the description box below. And if you would like more delicious, high protein sweet treats just like this one, make sure that you check this recipe out next. Cheers.